Nerd Skool is a member of the Queen City Podcast Network.
Hey, fellows. It's the first night of another season.
Nerds roll. Nerds roll.
Oh, my glasses are broken.
And this will begin season 2 of Nerd Skool.
Welcome back to season 2, Nerd High. Glad to have you.
It's gonna be crazy stunts. We're gonna there's gonna be stunts.
Joe's gonna
fireworks.
bring more penis jokes.
There's a lot of penis stuff.
I am a super nerd.
The Nerd Skool Podcast.
Starring Andy,
Star Spangled Band with a plan.
Maybe I'll try to do a cartwheel.
TBJ.
Welcome. Congratulations. You did dirt. Ta-da. I ain't got no shame. All my exes can tune in. We can have an episode where I compare them to all the Marvel villains. We can do that.
Art Star.
I don't love Wiener.
I'm just trying to make money.
Lord Artemis Prime rises.
Yeah, my real name is Joe.
Did I ever tell you about the time I hung out with DMC at Mertz?
The Nerd Skool Podcast.
But can I say this? Can I say this? Can I say? I've been waiting to say this for a long time.
That you love us?
No, let me finish. Let me be the first to welcome back TBJ.
Thank you.
Yeah, she missed the last episode. That's right.
Yeah, that's true.
Unfortunately for the listening audience, yes.
It's been so long that any of us have done this that it feels like we all missed a lot of episodes.
Well, we've been crazy. I was overseas over the pond.
Yeah, you were in another country altogether. I was in another country for a little bit. I was in Canada.
Yeah.
I got COVID. I got better. Andy got genital herpes.
What a lovely brother.
Well, that's what happens when you go to Canada.
Well, I have a respiratory infection. Just found that out today.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Poor
Are you on
RJ.
antibiotics?
Yep. Big horse pills.
I hate those.
You know,
My
you-
wife's got a fever and is feeling sick as balls, but we tested negative today. So hopefully that doesn't change tomorrow.
fingers
Crossing
crossed.
fingers, it holds.
I'm feeling all right.
Art Star, to be safe, you should put those horse pills as suppositories. They work quicker that way.
So should I? Never mind.
No, no, I'm back, which means no.
But this is also a family-friendly movie.
That's
No.
true. Yeah, it's true. Our
All
last
right, well-
episode
well-
was a lemon party, so we'll just let you. So it was TV.
Let's keep it PG with the movie that's PG. Let's do that.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
should we retroactively get any TBJ comments about the losers?
Man, that was like a month ago, Andy. I don't know if I have any.
Fair enough.
I don't even have comments on anything from the past week.
Fair enough.
So you were good with all the misogyny in it. You approved.
No, I wasn't. But what can I do? What can I do? I can't go back and edit it for you.
Yes, you can. The TBJ cuts of everything.
Just go back and reintroduce another version of the podcast where it's just when I
Yeah.
added my stuff only.
No, you just release full-length feature films. Just fix them.
There you go.
Starting with Barbarella.
God bless.
Barbarella.
Okay, but we're here to talk about Big Hero 6. This was TBJ's movie. So let's let TBJ tell us why she chose this and give us an intro to the movie or whatever.
Well, number one, I think we can all tell by my second summer choice that Tiffany likes a good animated movie because she is a kid at heart. But I love the message of this film overall about how each of us can be a hero and we don't have to have any special skills. We don't have to be bitten by a spider. We do not have to come from another planet. We simply can use STEM as a resource to be heroes. And I love that. And the grief and loss and all of that stuff thrown in there gets me in my heart.
Yeah, it was very emotional. And I think this time I finally, I mean, not to jump right to the end of the spoiler alert, but
It's been several years since the movie's come out.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, not to just jump right to the
hopefully
end of the
people
movie.
have seen it. If not, it's okay.
I remember the first time I saw this, and even when I was watching it this time, at first, I was like, that doesn't make any sense. He couldn't have done that because if he took his computer chip out, and he wouldn't have been able to shoot because he would do the taken it out and he wouldn't have been able to do anything. And I forgot that he's got multiple programs in him. He's got the original one or whatever. And so, but I think the first time I was like, it just doesn't make sense. That's an inconsistency. That's a problem. And then now I realized, oh wait, he's got the other disc inside.
I love that that's your take from it. Like all the emotional trauma, and you're like, impossible.
Yes, this isn't real.
Welcome. You've taken another step towards weird nerd culture, whereas the emotional arc, the story arc, the point of the film the themes can fly right by your head, and you focus on nerdy inconsistency.
Like
Actually, if you did that, yes, this would happen if you did that. So obviously,
how is that even possible?
But it was actually right. I mean, they were correct and they weren't inconsistent. I was just wrong the first time.
I mean, they kind of know what they're doing, Joe.
But I almost watched
small potatoes.
I almost watched the wrong thing because I didn't realize that there's now a series.
The series is new. Newish. I think
there was a Big Hero 6 series, and then there's just recently like a Baymax.
Yeah, so that's what I almost watched, Baymax, because I thought that's the name of it.
I mean, you should still watch Baymax.
Right. Do you
Baymax
watch those?
One of my favorite characters. I may have teared up a little bit when I'm at Baymax at Disney World.
Just a side jaunt.
Yeah.
There's this game coming out called Disney something Valley, but it's almost like Animal Crossing. And they just today announced a founders pack that you can buy for it, where you get early access to the game the 6th of September. But it's like you're creating a character that you actually have. You create like your own little Disney world, where like you're helping out Mickey and Donald and all these different Disney characters, and you get to dress yourself up and design your avatar. And I was like, holy fuck, I want this. I want this.
That's a mobile game?
And no, it's going to be a console, so like every console.
Every
but it's
console?
it's made by Game Law, who particularly, genuinely a mobile game designer. But it's like free to play. It doesn't come out until next year.
You're saying it'll also be available on the Intellivision?
Not even that, the Atari 2600.
The ColecoVision, I bet it'll have a ColecoVision update.
For sure. But go ahead.
Are you saying you can be Baymax in that?
You can actually help Baymax. But you can probably they'll introduce things where, like, for instance, like if you have a certain character, what was that?
I just
that's the sound.
So my claim to fame here is I've met Baymax. I've met the voice of Baymax, who was Scott Adsit.
Okay.
From 30 Rock.
Yeah, he was at Second City at the time. And when I lived in Chicago, he was a performer at the Second City, and I saw him in a show, and I talked to him afterwards. And now he's a fan.
You've been meeting a lot of famous people lately, Joe.
I know,
That's right. I met Conan O'Brien this last week. I think that's Johnny Carson.
Yeah, well, Tonight Show.
I mean, whatever. I was there, but I miss Conan, and I'm a little sad.
He walked right past you, TBJ.
Well, I was busy helping someone.
You're
working, Joe.
Your job is to drop everything and cater to Conan O'Brien's every need.
Well, everybody's like, "Oh my God, Conan O'Brien just walked by," and I was like, "What?" Drat being so kind and helpful.
I had to chase him down. I was like, wait! I'm taking him backstage, not you.
Yeah.
Shoved Tommy out of the way. Tom, it's a good thing I did because Tommy thought he was the British guy who does the car karaoke. Anyways, I just love his car karaoke. I was like, that's the wrong guy. That's the wrong guy. Yeah, exactly. James Corden.
You can absolutely bet if Tommy had said that to him, Conan would mention it on stage as soon as he got on stage.
I know. I wish he would have said that to him. That would have been so funny.
He mentioned all the other stuff. All right, back to the movies, because I love how we said this is going to be quick. And
back to Baymax, back to Big Hero 6.
I'll give a quick synopsis in case anyone hasn't watched it, but honestly, watch it. Adult,
it's great.
Non-adult, watch it. So it is a Disney film from 2014.
Sounds about right.
Okay, cool. And it follows this teenager a high schooler named Hiro, and his brother is in this STEM program at college. They're like all these inventors. He's a part of like a collab with them. They kind of work together in a lab. And on the night that they're showcasing their experiments, there's a tragedy and we lose someone. And we get introduced to the bad guy who is wearing this mask that we don't know who the bad guy is. And so we are dealing with Hiro grieving the loss. Note, he lives with an aunt. So he lives with his aunt in this weird hybrid world that is like
San Francisco.
Tokyo. What was it?
San Francisco.
Yeah, it's like Tokyo and San Francisco combined in this world, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you guys what you guys think about that whole idea.
I mean, I think they executed it really well, but I think in general it was all right. The original comic series is just set in Japan. It's Japanese in origin. Everything is in Tokyo. All the characters are Japanese.
Yeah.
And for an international audience, we have to, I guess, diversify that or
I don't even know
Americanize
diversify it, but like, yeah, Americanize it.
Yeah. So I think that's all right. We'll keep as much as we can of the cultural origins, but still set it in some version of America.
Yeah.
So I mean, on one hand, it's kind of a neat idea, like a why not have weird. I mean, comics do a lot of like mashup stuff a lot. They just recently did a series called Infinity Warps, where they just like somehow reality folded in on itself, and then all these weird combination characters are made. Like Ghost Panther was a combination of Ghost Rider and Black Panther, and then there was Arachnite, where Spider-Man and Moon Knight combined, and just all sorts of weird stuff. So why not have cities that merge like that? That's kind of a neat idea, but on the other hand, I can see why that decision was made or why that they decided.
For animated purposes, it looks cool. Like it's something familiar about it, but also something different for your Americanized audience. There's like a good combo of that. So Hiro ends up with his brother's invention, which is a inflatable. He's not a robot. He's an inflatable creature. His job is to help you health-wise. Like he's a healthcare worker, but inflatable. So
I think you could still call him a robot. But
I think he's a robot.
He even says I'm a robot. Yeah.
Oh, good point.
But
I never look at him like a robot. He's like a fluffy marshmallow.
Yeah, I did a little research, and apparently that's a thing. There's a field called like soft robotics, where like they try to, like most robots you see like in train, like the fake ones do, like the robot dogs and stuff, all like very angular and kind of sharp. And
those robot dogs are scary, man. I'm scared of them. That's the future. I got attacked by a robot today. One of those. I don't know if you guys been uptown lately, but they got those
little bots that drive your cupcakes or something. It's cupcakes or cookies. They deliver.
The delivery robots now are all. I saw like 4 today, and they were
all. It's like in Virginia, they have the robot security guard in the parking deck right over there, like in 600 South Tryon.
Really?
Yep, robot.
Is it robot as beautiful as Art Star?
No, it's like it's nowhere near, bro.
Less attractive security guard.
Nowhere near, bro.
Lord.
Yeah, this robot was chasing me, and I was going downhill. I was going fast. I was like, "Do I get out of its way? Does it know that? Will it sense that I'm here?"
They were trying to assimilate you.
So I got.
Maybe it was on purpose coming for you.
I got out of its way, but then it kept hitting bumps, and it was like going all off, and then it went off the road. Or off the curb onto the road, and then it had to like drive up over the curb again, and then it just stopped. And then I thought about
grown up.
Thought about having.
I mean, are those remote controlled, or are they just supposed to be self-driving?
I don't know. You got to ask TVJ.
I don't think they're remote controlled. I think they're self-driving.
It's like there's somebody at Pizza Hut rolling the pizza bot.
It was real intelligent though. It was neat how it bumped one way and it knew to bump overcorrect the other.
Well, that's kind of like my vacuum. You know, I have one of those vacuums that just shoots out of its thing and finds its way around my living room. That's all. You got
a Roomba?
Yeah, I have a Shark version, the Shark vacuum version of the Roomba. Yeah.
I can't have one of those. I would get my wiener stuck in it.
Is so low to the ground that if you got your wiener stuck in it, I'd have 1,000 questions for you. 1,000, but it knows if it bumps into something to adjust where it's going.
That's pretty smart. Smart technology these days. So we're just right around the corner is a Baymax, right?
Pretty much. So we have one day Hero accidentally kind of sets off Baymax unknowingly to him. He's still grieving. He does not treat Baymax well at first. I just want to note he is not a good friend to Baymax, but I forgive him. He's grieving. And then he works to create a fighter out of Baymax, who is not naturally inclined as a fighter because, again, he is a healthcare robot. That's his natural inclination. And then in the mix of all this, I won't explain the whole film. You got them still chasing the masked man. They're still getting attacked. They're running into him. And then he partners up with his brother's friends who are like kooky, quirky friends, all of them. With their own special science skills, and they go hunt down the masked man and save the city, whatnot.
Yeah,
it's a team of nerds. It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I use this.
Go ahead.
I use this movie a lot to talk to students about using STEM to save lives and using STEM to save the day. It's one of my favorite things. As someone who's not naturally STEM inclined, I like looking at STEM from this angle.
Remind us what STEM stands for: science, technology,
engineering, and math.
Engineering and math. I always get the.
And then some circles, it's STEAM. They have the A for arts.
Oh,
the engineering arts, and these students are definitely engineering artists, I would say.
Yeah, they're a quirky bunch.
Yeah, I'll give a little history of like the comic book history, the Marvel comic history of Big Hero 6, and it's a little odd. They were created and scheduled to appear for the first time. They were created by Steven Seagal and Duncan Rouleau, and they were writing Alpha Flight at the time. Alpha Flight being the Canadian super team. So, and like there's issue Alpha Flight 17 in 1998, where they were going to debut the Big Hero 6 as, the Japanese super team. But somehow through scheduling snafus or whatever happened, there was a whole mini series called Sunfire and Big Hero 6. Sunfire being one of a classic X-Men character, like basically Japan's Captain America sort of thing, except he was like really staunchly nationalist and like very arrogant and felt like Japan's the only thing that mattered. So he didn't stick around with the X-Men, but he was basically Marvel's Japanese superhero. So they kind of built this comic series around him that was written by Scott Lobdell and Gus Vasquez, where most of these characters actually first appeared in that series, but they were created by the people writing Alpha Flight, and that's their first appearance didn't actually come out first, which was weird. But yeah, like, and it also had Silver Samurai in it. Those are like the two highest profile Japanese characters that Marvel had at the time. They were both X-Men characters. But Baymax wasn't a big puffy robot, little cuddly medical guy. He was
very vicious looking.
Yeah, like he was like a shape-shifting, like he had like a battle dragon form and a super robot mecha form.
I would not have loved Baymax in that form.
But he was it wasn't Hero's brother who was lost. It was his father who was lost, and then Hero programmed Baymax with like the brain patterns of his late father. Hero was a genius little kid. So, and then Baymax is very different in the movie than it was in the original comics. But he was still, a guardian for Hero, but he was a lot more talkative and less clueless about everything. And then the other characters were a little different. I mean, Fredzilla was close to the same, but
Fredzilla.
Yeah, Wasabi and Fred were created
Fred's
later.
too
They weren't on
funny.
the original team. They were created in 2008 by Chris Claremont, the X-Men legend, and David Nakayama, and all the characters were Japanese or had Japanese origins. Fred, I think, was of European descent, but he was like raised on a secret Japanese shield base or something, and he could turn into a big kaiju. And then Wasabi's full name was Wasabi no Ginger. He was just a Japanese guy who was a chef, and he could sword fight and throw these cool energy knives. And Gogo Tamago was a biker gang chick who had gone to jail, and she had like this bodysuit that turned her into explosive energy. She wasn't like riding around on hover bikes or anything. And then Honey Lemon, the quirky nerd chick in this one, like they're all nerds, but in the comics, she was this sort of super hot halter top wearing exposed midriff who had this power purse that she could just reach into and pull anything out of weird wormhole dimensions in her bag.
Like Mary Poppins, but
yeah. And she also was super karate kick-ass power martial arts stuff. So I mean, there's some definite differences between like the source material, but it was very interesting how they decided to make changes. And like Gogo is still kind of a hard ass, but not necessarily an ex-convict. And Honey Lemon becomes, rather than being this sort of I think the today's equivalent would be like J-pop star or something. This is what she would sort of, that's how she looked in some of the, I read some of the original series. I joined Marvel Unlimited art for my 7-day trial, at least. And
don't forget to cancel.
I'll try, or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll decide I want to keep it.
Maybe he'll like it so much he stays.
So are you reading them on your phone or using a tablet? Or you,
I just read this on my phone, like the 2008 series. There's a 2008 miniseries the Big Hero 6 was in too, but they haven't been there's not a lot of publishing history of Big Hero 6. There was like the
there's the manga as well.
Oh yeah. Okay. Is that ongoing?
That's, I don't know if it's ongoing, but it's a lot more than the miniseries that Marvel put out.
So a fairly newish comic in the genre of comic.
Oh yeah. Like created in the 90s and not used a lot.
Manga.
What, Troy, you're a big trumper? Art's a trumper, huh?
Make anime great again.
Yeah. Let's not go down that rabbit hole today.
No, I think it's just, it's not even a rabbit hole. Anime. It's just an asshole.
Oh, we have all the best anime, all the greatest anime.
Oh yeah, man. One Piece, man.
I like that your Trump impression basically sounds like Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Count that as a good thing, maybe. Maybe that's
Fuck Trump. Fuck Donald Trump. Motherfuck Donald Trump.
Like how this PG movie has gone way off from PG.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I apologize. Sorry to the listeners who have children in the room.
So people are like, oh man, we can tune into this when they're talking about a cartoon. Wrong. Okay. Wrong. Never
but the bonus is if you accidentally let your kid listen to this and you feel bad, now we'll just add a little lesson. Art Star and I will teach them about the birds and the bees. When a man and a woman love each other.
They watch Barbarella together.
They get their wiener stuck in a vacuum.
Oh my gosh. No, let's not. Lord help us in these summer series. So yeah, this isn't a long one, y'all.
Yeah, it was a great movie. I love the parallel grief things in that, like, hero figures out how he's being a jerk by realizing the villain is going through his own grief and he's acting like a jerk, and it's like, you're acting like a jerk. Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing. Oh,
what a lesson of how much grief can damage. Like, it can be all consuming if under certain circumstances.
Well, a lot of villains in most, that's like a villain trope, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's always something that happens to someone in their family, or they've experienced some sort of loss that turns them towards the dark side.
You say that a little too giddily.
Well, Batman, like his parents, it's that whole
He's
thing.
not a villain.
He's not a villain, but he's dark.
He's definitely on the dark side.
The dark
just
side?
like literally dark.
Oh, he's a Sith?
He's on a darker side of things, but he's not a villain.
Batman would be a Sith. He would either be a Sith or a dark Jedi.
He'd be a dark Jedi, and you know it.
Wait, what's a dark Jedi?
I was gonna say, isn't the whole point of a Jedi not being
there are people.
But there are some dark Jedis.
There's a dark Jedi, the gray Jedi. But like,
what?
I think, but like,
oh man,
Obi-Wan clearly they haven't, leaned into this, but Obi-Wan is clearly a dark Jedi. Like
You
there's
think
a lot,
so?
there's a little bit of evil. If you watch the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, you'll
I
see
haven't
some of
watched
the little.
it yet.
Yeah, he has a little bit of evil in him.
I watched it.
He has a little bit of.
I'm gonna say it's evil. I'm gonna say
evil.
he leans into some of the, darker
The dark side of the
emotion.
force.
I thought that like the point was everyone has a little evil in them. It's just a matter of not reveling in it so much that you start murdering groups
No,
of
I think
children.
you're thinking of
Or
Elvis.
your dad.
Elvis.
Obi-Wan.
Elvis is everywhere.
He has tendencies. A lot of the Sith started out as Jedi. Just so you guys know.
That's true. Yeah, that is throughout the Clone Wars, I'm seeing that.
But you can choose to become a villain, or you can be one of the greatest heroes.
But
so it's up to you.
Listen, we just was at a debate. Sometimes even the good guys, Scott Summers, they do evil things.
Art's referring to a part of the Queen City Comedy Experience we attended. These guys were judges at the Heroes Debate, the Nerdy Night Out at Discovery Place Science.
Yeah.
And if you missed it, you'll have to hold off to the next one.
Yeah, we can finally say we've been on the bill with Conan O'Brien, and
we were in the same. Yeah, we performed the same festival as Conan O'Brien and Weird Al.
Look at us.
Yep, that's right.
And
look at us.
Paul F. Tompkins.
I'm kind of famous, guys.
Comedy Bang Bang Group.
Yeah. Back to Big Hero 6. I have a question about the end, that post-credit scene.
Fred.
Do we think this was a thing that they meant to maybe do something with for a sequel and they just dropped it? Or does this end up being in a series where like Stan Lee comes around and who's his dad, and he's got like a superhero outfit, like the Stan
You're talking
Lee
about the Fred part? Is that
the Fred part where it's
tell
like
the listeners what you mean, because
so in the end of it, the post-credit scene, you have to wait around. I think this is the first thing that came out like after Stan Lee died, possibly, and because it was like Stan Lee showed up as a cartoon. I could be wrong. And then Stan Lee is his dad, who was his rich father and whatever, but it's clearly Stan Lee is a cartoon, and he's got like a new outfit or something. He's like, "Oh, here you go, and there's your new outfit."
It's about wearing your underwear on the inside outside.
Yeah, because he wears his underwear on his inside. Like there's a joke earlier about how he doesn't wash his underwear until he wears it like 4 times, front, back, inside out, and inside out again.
Pretty gross.
Yeah, but it made it seem like it was leading up to something where he was going to become the new superhero or something. He got a new costume.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's one of those things where, like, there are a few series where they have the moment where, like, the dad or the person who's supposedly dead comes out of nowhere to tell a person, like, "Hey, we have something to talk about." You never, ever, 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 ever touch on it again. Maybe sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Like, I think a lot of times they make movies and shows, they kind of leave them open-ended like that, just in case they're like, "Hey, we can do this," or "We don't do this." It was just a cameo. It was like a callback to something that happened in the movie or the show. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to get a sequel to it. I mean, they may,
but I could see that as a plan to say, you know what, I don't know what the timing was as far as when Stan Lee died.
He was still alive. This was in 14. He was alive. He died in 18.
So yeah, it could have been like, this is a way, if we do a sequel to this, that Stan Lee can actually be a major character in the film. Because you can't,
even if it's not, like, it could also just be a low-key way to introduce Fred as something more.
Yeah, that too. And he might not have been a major thing, but there's a lot of room to make up their own backstory for the films, because there's not a lot of backstory in the actual comics that have been revealed about a lot of these characters. I mean, I think Hero was the biggest focus, and that's how it translated, but they can do whatever they want. But I think the problem is, I guess they replaced TJ Miller for the series in the Baymax shorts, I guess. TJ Miller being the voice of Fred, and who's also apparently did fake bomb threats for some shit and kind of lost his mind.
Oh, is like in real life?
Yeah. And he I think he got a little Me Too action, and then also
and it's, I don't know. I want to say this was a little bit after Transformer disintegration part. I don't know. And you said you didn't watch any Transformer movie, but like he was in there, and like the way he died was he got shot and he disintegrated and shit. And Mark Wahlberg was really sad. But
now I'm looking him up for his controversies.
Yeah. He was also in Deadpool as Weasel. And his role was notably diminished in Deadpool 2, I think, because that was kind of after he started having some issues. I think he was on the show Silicon Valley. But
I know what show you're talking about.
Yeah.
It feels like every year. So basically, from 2016, every single year he had one trouble after another. Started with an Uber driver attack. Then came the allegations of sexual misconduct. Then came transphobic rumor. Like it seemed like he just kept digging himself into holes.
He was also a really hardcore weed smoker too, so maybe he was fucked in the head, as Bubbles would say from Trailer Park Boys.
I know some weed smokers, and
the only Bubbles I knew was Powerpuff Girls. So
I figured I'd just say Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys.
But isn't there something about he phoned in a fake bomb threat or some weird shit about
Amtrak?
Oh, okay.
In 2018.
He was probably like out of his mind on coke or something.
Yeah, that's more than weed.
Yeah.
You ever have one of those things you hear one time and you just think of it all the time, like one thing, and you think of it every day? I have one of those, and maybe I'll put this earworm in your head so you think of this every day. And it's TJ Miller. It's about TJ Miller. I'm not very familiar with him. I know he was on Silicon Valley or whatever, and I know this. That's about it. I'm aware of him. But somebody once told me, I don't even know who told me.
Once told me. Sorry.
They told me that he had a comedy bit that he was talking about, that when you wash your armpits, you have to, because of all the deodorant and the shit that sticks to them, you have to scrub your armpit 12 times just to get all the stuff off it. So it's never clean unless you scrub it 12 times. And so his whole point was that how many people actually even scrub their armpits even.
Or you can do like TBJ does and you get an exfoliating brush, and that's how you clean your armpits. So you don't have to scrub 10 times, and you can
12 times. So
that's if you're using a regular rag. Tiffany uses an exfoliating brush under her armpits.
Well, I use a Rumba.
Nothing. You use nothing, Joe.
12 armpits.
I love how this Baymax review is about getting the deodorant crumbs.
I mean, that residue does. I hate it at the end of the day.
Well, so but yeah, like, I can't ever. I think about that every single time in the shower, every single time, and why do I can't stop thinking about it.
Back to your point, Joe.
It's like
the reason probably that end scene didn't turn into anything else because he got into trouble really shortly after.
Oh, gotcha.
So even if they were developing something, it would not have come out because all he did was get in trouble.
Okay. Yeah, so I think he's kind of shot his own career in the dong, and I don't think he does much anymore.
He's Kevin Spacey to himself.
Yeah, I guess.
I feel like Kevin Spacey did worse, but yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
We've only seen the smoke. We haven't seen the fire about TJ Miller. But anyway, he had a real good thing going for a while where he was kind of in everything because everyone thought he was hilarious.
So do I have to stop watching Usual Suspects because of Kevin Spacey's creepiness?
How often do you watch it now?
Right.
I watch it once.
Then you're not giving him any.
Got it.
No more Kaiser Soze for you, Joe.
From that one time you watched.
But I felt like after I watched it, I wasn't smart enough to get it. So I think I should watch
There's
it.
no dope. What do you mean there's no dope?
You say you didn't get it?
No, I got it, but I didn't get it.
I don't even think it's that you didn't get it, Joe. I think we've discovered when you watch movies again, you have to watch them twice.
What are we talking about?
Anytime you watch a movie, yes, that's exactly your problem. You have ADD undiagnosed.
Yes, yeah, I do. That's why I
man.
love Magic Mind. And you can get Magic Mind. Oh wait, they're not paying us for this one.
Yeah, no. But yeah, I mean, Andy, you gave us the backstory. We know the story. We know how it ends.
And do you mean Megamind? Is that what you're not Magic Mind, but Megamind?
Magic Mind is
Magic
a
Mind
sponsor
is
for
a sponsor for American Timelines. by History for Jerks.
Oh, I see. Well, Megamind might be the next time we do a summer break. I've never actually seen that movie.
Oh,
but I
it's
think
I've
awesome.
never seen Megamind.
It's
You want to
awesome.
take on the cartoon genre.
possibly, but then we'll check in after phase 3.
There you go. I just want to point out, I still feel like I have the best summer movie choice.
I agree. Tiffany wins again, 2 years in a
Yeah.
row.
Yeah.
I feel
So
like
it's
I'm
unanimous.
undefeated in summer movie
It's
choices.
unanimous.
What?
It's unanimous.
Good.
Big Hero 6 was the best of the 4. Do you want to
The
do
best
rankings
of the
of the other
best.
3?
Woo!
Yeah, let's rank all 4 of them.
Barbarella.
Dead last.
Barbarella's dead last. So
Howard
it's,
the Duck and Barbarella, the greatest 2 movies of all time.
so what do you like better, Losers or Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
Scott
I'm
Pilgrim.
stuck on that.
Scott Pilgrim for me. Like I know I picked the Losers, but it's Scott fucking Pilgrim.
I still am trying to circle around the problematic nature of this grown-up dating a high schooler.
Yeah.
I can't
So that ruined it for you?
I can't unclench it from my mind in any way.
Yeah, it's like
Fine.
going
Tell
into
me
this, I
no.
would have definitely
Oh,
put
shit.
Scott Pilgrim over the Losers, but then I hadn't watched it in 12 years, and then I watched it, and it was, oh geez, it led with this.
Right?
growth,
Like it leans into it so aggressively in ways that they try to make it okay. Like, oh well, he's just like, it's nothing physical. He's just seeing her. She's slightly obsessed with him. And then she ends up dating the other dude in the band who's still a grown-up and she's still in high school. Like,
wait, she dates the other dude in the band? I don't remember that part.
yes, she ends up with the quiet one that takes Scott's place.
But she's just doing that to try to make him jealous.
Yes, but that guy likes her.
And like on one hand, they're making it. Yes, I mean we discussed all this before, but yeah, they're making it seem like it's a thing losers do. This thing he's doing.
Yeah.
But it's also just.
I like the style of that movie better than.
I like the style of the movie. Yeah, I don't think I don't think you can show me a Michael Cera movie where I'm like, oh no. In general,
he's great. He's so goofy.
He does really well in a certain type of movie. Yeah. So I don't know.
Can he get it? TBJ? Can Michael Cera get it? No,
not for me. Does not possess them for me.
He doesn't have it.
What if he agrees to being your sugar daddy?
First of all, he's married, so it's a no.
But let's just say if he wasn't, for shits and giggles.
He's the kind of guy you can hang out with and go to movies all the time and chill out. He'd be like your platonic bestie that you might hold hands with. That's what he would.
Wow, friend zone dude. Friend zone dude.
We get a chance to cuddle and hold hands, but that's
hell no.
Oh, when you cuddle, if you can get to cuddling, you can get to other stuff.
Right.
No, not really. I got firm boundaries.
Wow.
Solo honk honk.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
She's a Green Lantern. She has really strong willpower.
But
I think you should watch a movie called Youth and Revolt, and that might change your opinion on how cuddly he is.
Well, I'm talking real life. Yeah, real life.
Okay.
I don't know between the two because I struggle. Neither one was. I'm not writing home.
What about Jonah Hill?
Either movie.
Jonah Hill or Michael Cera? Who would you rather?
Super bad.
You talking about the movie? And you still trying to play which
I know. Listen, you already know my taste. It's called a Hemsworth. Okay.
Oh,
that's my taste. It's called an Idris Elba. That's my taste.
Oh.
And sometimes Loki can get it, but not all the time.
We fight for Tom Hiddleston. Sorry, Joe, but it might have to happen.
Art stars in love with Tom Hiddleston, huh?
I'm thinking
pretty man.
Who is
that? Is a pretty man.
I'm not thinking of. Confirms that they confirm Loki likes it both ways. So we both have a chance.
So speaking of Loki, we're about to jump into
phase 3.
Phase 3. We've made it to phase 3. And what's the first movie? What's the next thing? Civil War?
No, it's Ant-Man. It's not Civil War yet, is it?
No, I don't think so.
What's the let me look it up. Phase 3.
It's Captain America Civil War, I think.
Well, remember, there's two ways to
At
watch
least
it.
that's what I watched last week because it was the first one on.
No, you might be
Disney
right. I
Plus.
think it is Civil War. And then the next Guardians of the
It
Galaxy.
began in 2016 with Captain America: Civil War
Yeah.
and goes through Spider-Man: Far From Home.
So what I've done, I've already watched my first watch through, but even to get ready for that, I rewatched the last Avengers one because I was like, I can't remember where they left off. So I rewatched Age of Ultron and then I watched Civil War. Yeah. And I barely remember any of it. I know I saw it because when I was watching it, my Henry got upset and started crying and yelling at the screen. And he was a lot younger then, but he was upset. He was mad at Captain America. He was on Iron Man's side. He was mad that they were fighting. And he like got teary, was crying and yelling at the screen. You asshole! Something.
I can't wait for Phase 3 because Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that movie because everybody says how great it is.
I know. We spent a lot of time on Ragnarok, and of course Black Panther's in Phase
That's right, too.
3, which was our winner of our sports ball poll.
Can't wait to rewatch that.
At Heroes Con, yeah.
Yeah. So
But we
I'm
lost
excited.
Artstar.
He ran away. He got so mad about Tom Hiddleston in my eyes.
He's probably out trying to get Tom Hiddleston.
Although now he has a pregnant fiance, so it might be off.
Wait, Artstar does or Tom does?
Hiddleston. Remember, we
I
don't
was
know
gonna
what
say,
Art
I was
does.
saying we just got some info about Artstar.
Nope, we don't know what Art does when he goes home. Remember?
Yeah, you could be doing it right now. He just vanished.
Right? He was like, "Peace out."
So, all right, this is Phase 3. We've got Captain America: Civil War, followed by Doctor Strange, then Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and then we got Spider-Man: Homecoming, Thor: Ragnarok, Black Panther.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Avengers: Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Avengers: Endgame, and then Spider-Man: Far From Home. This is the culmination.
Looking through that, I feel like we talked about Doctor Strange a lot. Like I feel like you guys have explained.
Well, we talked about him because he's popped up in other things that we've watched or seen, but we haven't talked about the movie yet.
Okay. So I know that one confused me a lot, and I feel like you guys I don't know. I feel like you guys explained a lot of that stuff to me that I didn't.
Well, we'll just go back and
I think we had to explain a lot during we watched What If.
Yeah, it must have been the What
If.
If.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Well, then that kind of made us realize we shouldn't be probably watching these things yet.
It's Phase 4 yet, because all that is based on like, what if this happened differently?
Well, then we got to figure out what do we do when we get to Phase 4. Are we gonna like briefly mention those TV shows again? Are we gonna do them all over again?
No, I don't think we need to do them all over again. They live and they exist, but we can, and we've been primarily focused on movies, but we can reference them in conjunction with whatever they're related to during the phase.
Right.
And Artstar is back. Did you
back?
Did you consummate your relationship with Tom Hiddleston?
I did. Well, see, what happened was like he had hit me on the thing and it disconnected me. Because I guess he must have, heard me saying his name.
Dream on.
Him being a magical, pretty, sexy dude, he can hear things.
Dream on. You missed the part where I was like, neither one of us can do a damn thing right now because he has a pregnant fiance.
Also,
we learned one thing: Tiffany does not come between people's relationships.
That's true. And also, Artstar, we also were all guessing what you wear to sleep in.
Tiffany was not guessing such thing.
I guess
probably
you're
a nightcap.
I thought your work uniform.
It's like oh no, like I go to sleep like Scrooge does. I have a candle with a little candelabra by my bed,
a big nightshirt.
Oh yeah,
cap.
Spin it, bother me no more.
I would watch Artstar as Scrooge.
What if the three spirits are Force ghosts though, and Scrooge was like a dark side of the Sith?
I would.
Andy's writing a new movie as we speak.
Why don't we do
Star
a
Wars Christmas Carol?
Why isn't that a thing?
Because they already did the Star Wars holiday special.
They did.
They're not messing with that anymore.
Starring B. Arthur
and Art Carney and Itchy and Lumpy, Chewbacca's relatives.
All right, we've ruined this episode.
Is it a we?
Viewing.
Well, TBJ did.
Nope.
Well, you're the
TBJ
one
is
talking about getting
last
wieners
one
stuck
to
in
do
vacuum
that.
cleaners all the time.
No.
All right, I think it's time to go to sleep. It's
Yep.
late.
Yeah, we're sleeping.
uh,
That's the excuse.
We're gonna
This is
start
probably
taking
one
on.
of- This is probably one of the shortest ones we've done, right?
Look what happens
Yes.
when you record when
Just-
you're sleeping.
Yeah, just all. It's a great movie. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Real good. We all
Everything's great.
agreed.
Yeah,
So we
Everyone
didn't vote.
should
Did
see
y'all? Did you guys vote on it? Like give it a vote? A number.
it's the best of the
Or-
four.
Well,
I
we
mean,
were
no, I
ranking
mean-
it.
I
I
mean-
think you left when you were ranking it, but I'm pretty sure you answered it.
I rank it 25.
I rank it
we'll be
40,
fine.
43.
100 stars. All
There you
across.
go. Yeah, it's all
To
good
infinity
stuff.
and beyond.
It
I
makes-
literally watched this movie. Yeah, I watched this movie probably 20 times.
I like
Probably.
jalapenos on my
makes school seem awesome.
It does. And I
School is
just
awesome.
think it's cool.
School is awesome.
Great movie. Big Hero 6. TBJ's a genius for picking it.
TBJ is undefeated. Second summer in a row. You guys
That's-
can deliver
that's
my
right.
prize.
But-
next week.
Out of the 4 movies, mine was the most like porn.
Hated. It was the most hated.
Mine
Yeah.
has the most boobs.
Joe gets all the Razzies.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't even know if he deserves that much. Joe deserves to be left
Wait,
outside. No award.
Does this mean next summer he's going to pick Halle Berry's Catwoman?
He probably would just to
Is that a
spite him.
thing?
Or what's
Yeah,
he gonna-
they
Did you
tried
say,
to-
is that a thing? Yeah.
They,
Is it
they
bad?
tried to do a Catwoman spinoff. I think it was before the Dark Knight trilogy, the Christopher Nolan series, with that starring Halle Berry and Sharon Stone was the villain. And
Yep.
I've only seen like one scene of it, but everything is. I think they were
It's
trying to go hard into the being campy, I guess, without going full Adam West, but everything is just
Adam West.
overacted and ridiculous.
I think I'll
It's
pick
special.
Shakes the Clown. Is that nerdy?
That's just Bob Gat Goldthwait as an alcoholic clown. I don't think that.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space
well,
is
we
getting
have
a
some
video
time
game.
before the next break of fours.
Right.
I'll be back with another undefeated choice. That
Yeah,
would
we got a lot
That's
to
right.
get to if we're gonna get to these by next summer again. We gotta
Yeah,
jump
we got to
into
go through phase
4.
3, which
Phase
is
3.
this is the culmination of the original MCU
Yeah.
experiment.
And it's
like,
also MCU. That's the beginning of MCU making their phases fucking long. Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of movies in this phase.
But with that, nerds, it's time to go.
Good night, nerds.
let's go to sleep like adults with jobs.
Wow.
Grown-ups
wanna-
without sugar spouses must go to bed.
Feel free to contact us at Nerd School on Instagram with SKOOL, Nerd School Pod, and
Nerd
give us
School
a bunch of
Pod.
money so we can quit our jobs and do this more often.
Give us money to
Boom.
be cursed.
Solutions. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Now that Joe knows
Shout
Conan
out
and
to
Brian,
Steve
maybe we'll get financed.
Right, Joe, you better reach out to Conan.
Hey Conan,
Shout out to
can
Gruff.
we be part of Team Coco?
Hey Conan,
Listen, I'd rock as a part of Team Coco.
He
Conan
does a
would
a
love
great
me.
job with the car karaoke stuff.
Yeah.
What's that thing he says? What's that shit he does? That god damn, it's like right on the tip of my tongue.
Gallagher murder.
No, it's something. It's like cockadoo, what is it?
Cockadoo. Yeah, he
I
does.
forgot what the fuck that shit is.
I told somebody the other day. What is it? Yeah, cockahoo.
Anyway,
All right. Good night, friends.
Good night, everybody.
guten Nacht, Fräulein.
Magoosh. That's one he does.
Magoosh, yeah, that's one.
Buenas noches.
Hey, he does. All right. Anyway, that's enough of this episode.
Toodaloo.
They say I can't rap about the president no more, but evidently they don't see we in the streets still poor. Still more incarceration of my kinsmen by the prisons, and people thinking this election to end in racism. Proud over pessimism, glad to see Obama, but don't expect me not to speak out when I still see problems.
The Nerd School Podcast.
QueenCityPodcastNetwork.com.
Listen, people can make fun of me for my holiday movies all we want to, but I'm like, are you alive? Did I fuss at you today? Did I yell about anything? All right, then. You're welcome. You better thank Hallmark for keeping me safe.